Welcome everybody. I've got another video. We're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. For this video, it's gonna be a little different than most of my other videos. Most of my videos are song tutorials, and I love song tutorials, but I think it's also good for musicians who know how to play a certain amount of songs and they just want some tips on how to back somebody. Now, this is not your typical backing. There are many videos out there on backing preachers in a gospel way. I'm not gonna be giving you like those altered dominant chords. Yes, I do know those chords, but I don't use those chords all the time. I prefer most of the time, especially if it's like more of like a passive back where somebody might not be screaming, or you're not really in that type of church where those kind of chords are wanted, and you want to do more of like a elevation backing, elevation swell, how I like to call it. You swell behind them. This is that kind of video. I'm going to give you those kind of chords and kind of hits that you can do, but they're more CCM oriented. The chords are simpler, and if you have a band, you call these out and you play these on the keys and you'll sound great, and you won't have too many complex chords. So let's say somebody is up there and they're praying. The 4 will always do it. So let's say, just for reference, we're in D flat. They're just starting out on the intercessory prayer. The 1 is a good place to stay. And I use these couple chords every week. Stay on that 1. You have a 4. All of this is over the 1. So this is a 4 chord, and you got to move that bass up from the 1-5 to the 1-6 to the 7, back to the 6 to the 5. So 4. This is a 5 chord over that bass. You got to remember to move those bass notes up. Right? You do this stuff over the 1. This is one where you can start. Let's say somebody starts to get louder. You pull that pad up. You pull those strings up. And you go to the 4. You can stay on that 4. That's a lot more triumphant than the 1. And what you can do is, if you know your inversions, you go to the 5 chord, you play that 5 triad over that 4. That's the Lydian voicing. You just invert that up and you swell, and boy, that will sound really good. They'll love that. You swell that up. And then once you're ready to start moving, it kind of depends on where they're going, and it depends on where you want to take them. But some places you can go is if they're really starting to get super dynamic and you're ready to start calling hits, and you want to keep it kind of around that 4. One thing you can do is you can go 7-1-4. That's a good one. You hit that one with the band. You go 6-5-4. You go 6-5-4-2. Like, all of these hits are really good in the moment. You can go 7-1-3-4. You can go 7-1-3-2. 4, 6, 5, 7. And then sometimes if I really feel it coming in the spirit, I'll go ahead and I'll bring the beat in, and as the keyboardist, I'll go ahead and establish the tempo for the drummer. So I'll do something like, and I do this kind of stuff every week. So these are just some of the things you can do, especially during like intercessory prayer, or even if somebody is like talking and they're like a really like dynamic, passionate speaker. These are things that you can do, and pads and strings are really huge, because that stuff will really fill out the sound and it'll swell, and you can bring that pad up and string even more when it really gets big. But these are just some of the ideas. Now I'm going to switch, and I'm going to give you the stuff that you can do that's a little more gospel-y. I'm just going to give a few nuggets, because I really only do a few things if it's gospel, but sometimes I do have those moments where they get up there and they start screaming, and it just kind of calls for more of a gospel moment. So in that case, if I'm on that 1, I'm gonna pull them pads down some, and what I'm not gonna do is I'm not going to go here what I'm gonna do is I might do that, then I'm going here, and all that is that it's just a minor 4, but it's over that 1. And I might go to that 5, and then it really depends. It really depends. It really depends. It really depends. But I definitely love to go 1 dominant, 4 minor 4. That's just a minor 4 over 1. And then when it really gets churchy, I got a couple of options. You can do the classic 3, 4, up, right, and then you go to the 5, right, that's one of my go-tos. Or if you don't really, it's not strong enough and it's not ready yet to go to that 3, or another one before you got the 3, and I've shown this in other videos. This stuff is pretty repetitive. Then you have the 3, 6. You have the 3, 6. No, you don't want that voicing right there. No. That's what you want for the 2. 2 had to jog my memory back. 5 and then 1. Another one is that if you're sitting on that 1 and you're doing this kind of stuff, you can go flat 7 dominant, 4, and then you go 5 1. Now you could use that 5 voice. There's a couple of 5 voices that you can use. I feel like the best one, like in like a churchy application, is actually this kind of 5 voicing. I feel like this kind of 5 voicing just fits. I feel like it just fits. Now the way you voice it, that's up to you. You can either do that one or you can kind of voice it like this. But I feel like this one is a little more jazzy. Like once you put that in there, especially the way that it's voiced. I mean, once you put this in there, it really gets jazzy. I like this voicing. Or you could just use this voicing, honestly, and you could just leave out that sus2. So those are just my tips on how to back somebody during service. So you got the first side, which and honestly, somebody can be screaming and you don't even necessarily have to use these churchy chords. Like I've been there, and honestly, I'll just play like a creative melody over a progression. Like I'll pick like a progression. Like, and then one that I love to use is 2 4 6 5. Just stuff like that. It just comes with time, but these are just some of my ideas and some of the things that I use weekly when I'm playing during service, and I'm trying to back somebody who's, being a little dynamic, and I'm trying to give them some dynamics in my playing behind them to kind of elevate where they are. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one.